What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part, I want to say 34 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, Pyroxy had their trial by fire. The entire army had the trial by fire, and it was absolutely frickin' glorious, burninating Wurzag and his forces to extreme effectiveness. More effective perhaps than I had originally anticipated it to be, mostly because we faced off against an army with a ton of cavalry units and trolls and stuff, and they all just melted like nothing. It was a sight to behold, and hopefully we will have plenty more glorious battles for Pyroxy in the future. I expect great things from this army. First on the agenda is going to be Ekrond for them, but otherwise we'll see what else we can take. We also have taken Var, and thus are looking to trade 8 peaks to Angrand, and once again Azul to Thoric. In fact, we can probably trade Azul to Thoric right now. I'm actually curious how much money he'd be willing to give us, because we do want a lot of money. Black Iron Mine is worth 40. Oh my. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, we should start with Black Iron Mine then. What about Azul? 38? Karak Azul is worth less than Black Iron Mine? Well, that's just shocking. How the heck did that happen? What? Weird, but it's fine. It's not like we care about the province, so here's what we'll do. We'll give him Black Iron Mine first. Imric won't like it, but, well, that's life. He'll like us more once we give him the Tower of Gorgoth anyway. So, we will start...
Perhaps we should stand together.
Seriously, is it me or is Thoric louder than all the other lords in this talky majig? Black Iron Mine is what I was gonna give you, bud, and we'll get all the money we can, and you can join our war against the, say, Cult of Pleasure. Okay, fine. Cult of Pleasure. Oh, wow, really? 1,000 gold for that? Okay, wait. Seducers of Slaanesh. Oh, you're quite willing to do that, eh? Alright, fine. What about the Kazag? No, not at all. Greybeard's Prospectors? Somewhat willing. We could do Seducers of Slaanesh, but no, you know what? I like the Cult of Pleasure idea. If we can get Imric to fight the Cult of Pleasure as well, which hopefully we can, this will work out. Alrighty, in fact, speaking of Imric, let's see. How much would it cost for you to fight the Cult of Pleasure? Oh, you're already fighting. Oh, well, then that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. We just need to figure out the other stuff and probably pay... Oh, wow, not pay him 10k, though. Alrighty, so that's good. He is not going to be happy with us for that trade, but it's okay. Karak Azul still has to go to its original owner. Then... we're gonna trade Var immediately, and I know, I was very tempted to keep it for ourselves. It's a nice settlement. It makes 1,000 gold per turn. Although I suppose we could wait a little while. I could trade it in a few turns rather than right now. It's not like we really need to hurry and trade it. Yeah, you know what, I like that idea. We'll make some money out of it, and then we'll trade it. In fact, and I'm not entirely sure that this is possible, but what if we could somehow trade it back? I mean, the problem is Karak 8 Peaks is a tier 3 settlement, but maybe, just maybe, it's worth a lot to Belegar, enough so that we could trade him Var and then trade it back to ourselves for the 8 Peaks. I still also wanted to get Iron Rock from Karazakarak. There's a whole thing with the dwarves here, but we'll figure it out, or at least hopefully we will. Also, what are you doing? That's a lot of runes. Hey, he's using a Soras. He's using one of our troops. That's lovely. I just want to double check. Aha, we do have a mission. Ally missions. Scheif Jackie Alberic de Bordelot. Now, it would be nice to find him and kill him with Gorok. It seems not super likely. Scheif is hanging out in Quetzal. Oh, they actually took Quetzal? Well, it's great for them. Who's the most likely? I mean, we will have to move towards Alberic, but I feel like that'll be far from now. You know what, let's wait. Maybe we'll get better missions in a turn or so. Anyway, Crocky, you are good where you are. You're heading out to Nagashizzar, where hopefully we can get a lot of Skaven kills to our name. Then you two, you're gonna move towards Ekrond. You don't really need to move towards Ekrond, but why not? Like so. I guess you could help Pyroxy a little bit. Also, I decided to get the new item, the Crown of the Berserker, to Kowal. Why? Because our Our Old Bloods, when on Carnosaurs, they have the Frenzy trait already, whereas I don't believe Kroq-Gars do get the Frenzy trait out of anything, unless I'm mistaken. In which case, the Crown does buff him quite a bit by giving him Frenzy. So yeah, I think it works on kill well. Plus, he does a frenzied spin to win. So, I think it does make sense. Otherwise, there isn't much to do except build buildings. We have been saving up some money, and we definitely need to spend it. So, Casa Bar, let's upgrade you, and gotta make more cash. Yeah, lots of growth in this place. Golden Pass. I might get you your Geomantic Web, but we'll see. There's other stuff to build first. Like Khemri's Gold Mine, for example. Very nice. And also, Khemri, you are going to get that Skink Favela. Let's upgrade this to level 2. And we do need the Public Order building here as well, but it's not super critical right now. Also, we no longer need the Pterodon Hatchery here. Actually, everything in this territory is quite cheap, isn't it? You know, and maybe it's time to get rid of the walls at Numas as well. They're not really doing anything for us anymore. Honestly, if we could just destroy this army while they move here, destroy this faction for good, that would be just fantastic. Because I really don't trust them just staying behind us. You know what? And we could just do this as well. I know it's expensive, but since we have the further reduction from the stonemason, we might as well. Karak Asgal, you're up next. Floating Gardens, most definitely. Then we want the money building, and we want the Shrine of the Old Ones. These everywhere for the money and the Skink Priest capacity. Talakwa remains our military hub, to a degree anyway. Especially since we have to keep the defensive structures here, because it is a coastal city. Otherwise, let's see what else we can spend money on. Okay, yeah, it looks like no geomantic web building this time either, and oh damn, we can't afford Kofor Harbor? Damn, I want to do that. Oh well, let's upgrade Phyrus then. And then let's upgrade, money or spices? Well, that's a hard choice, I'm not sure. Do our ports make spices like Imperial ports do? No, they don't. So it's 300 gold per turn, though it'll get reduced by the reductions from the lookouts. You know, let's go for spices for now, but we may swap it out later. I'm not sure that this province will actually be all that money generating at the end of the day. We shall see. Anyway, I believe that's all the money we have for now, so we are going to end the turn. Yes, I was about to say Pools of Despair maybe, but Thick might move there, so then we can't do it anyway. Alright, skip, damage building, skip, and let's end the turn, and let's see what happens here. Exciting times. And please, Nakai, come back. Defenders of the Great Plan, don't die. Something's gotta happen there, man. And oh wait, I just realized we've finished the Vault of Nagash building. And we didn't get a war. Peace treaty with Rakarth. It's gonna be a no from me, but thank you for offering. I somewhat appreciate it, but why would we bother? I mean, yeah, we could peace out with a few factions, but I don't see the need to piss off the Cult of Sotek when we do want to confederate them. And though I suppose it is a way to... Hey, you're gonna attack Chakwa? Fine. Are you gonna destroy it? No, you're gonna sack it and then stay nearby to get killed by Gorok? Fine by me. Hey, he is gonna go after the Pools of Despair. Well, that's a bad idea, buddy. Unless you sack it and then move back into your territory. Is that what he did? Not exactly. Not only that, but he's now in March stance and in range of Kanos Kir's Retribution. Yeah, okay, this is just the AI being stupid. Hey, and there we go, the sequence of the oldest rites complete, which means sequence of geomantic healing and the beginnings of the old one's favor will soon be ours. Beautiful. Now, first thing, quick deal.
The water so thick.
Nakai. He's still not up. Why? Why, Nakai, why? I don't understand what's going on. It feels like it has to have been 8 turns by now, doesn't it? Man. Huh, this guy actually moved away. This would be a really tough fight, too. Well, either way. Not important to you. Battle March, attack the Black Tower of Arcan. And... yeah, we'll just auto-resolve this. Yeah, it hurts our skinks, but let's face it, that one wasn't worth fighting. Occupy, please. And Headsman, rather. Nice. Pools of Despair, we will repair. pools of repair, and, and then let's start building money. All the money we can. And the first, this tier 2 growth is actually fairly quick, so we don't need to bother with it. Now, what is going on out here? Are you able to reach this Gorak? Please tell me you are. You sort of are. And sort of because I fear that this army will be able to get away. I wonder if can you reach this? Can't quite tell. It's about to find out. You're gonna head here. We should level you up, but we can do it later. It's not like you need it for the peasants. I'm getting real sick and tired of this army, I gotta admit. And oh, I don't like the fact that they're by the sacred pools, actually. You know what I should have done? Well, you can't do anything about that now. You know what, Kylok, you're gonna have to abandon the sacred pools in March stance. Go to it's. I'd rather not have you die. I really don't want to be chasing around the stupid army. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have Kylok recruit some troops so that he can take out peasant armies like this, because it's just gonna get too annoying. I don't want to deal with it anymore. So we will deal with it, but in a different way. Anyway. Let's see. Tic-tac-toe, are you in range of anything? You are in range of Stone Mine Tower, so to Stone Mine Tower ye shall go. Hydroxy, or Pyroxy, you are just out of range of this. And, really? Really gonna make us fight this? Okay, we'll manually fight it, but after we get an actual cinematic battle going. You then, going to go into channeling stance, or stay in channeling stance, I guess. And you're gonna move up here. We're not going to bother repairing this or anything, and then we're going to head here with Koal and Co as well. I guess we could send you to Bitterstone just in case, but let's just move you all up here. Not that I think we all need to be here. And there we go. Ooh, you're actually going to capture Granti Mingol, and here I thought I was going to have to manually tell them to do it. Anyway, it looks like... This is the same army. Doomseekers, Beast Catches, okay. I guess it was the Abominations that got destroyed. Alright, well now it's time for Kanos Kier to fight. And let's see what we've got here in terms of pointage. Go towards Renown and Feared, so I think Lightning Strike is probably the way to go. Or at least start moving towards it. The Dicky Dick, you have Scouting now maxed, so I guess we start either heading towards Arcane Conduit. Or we get something from all this. I would like the cooldown reduction and... spell resist for the army. Yeah, but for now, let's go evasion. Also, you have no mount for you, yeah? Alright. Oh well, and that's just fine. Thick, you about to die, my friend? And then these guys will have very limited capabilities afterwards. And there we go, a close victory. We will... Well, this might still be a toughie, mostly because of the artillery pieces and the fact that this army is somewhat slow. But let's hope that we can charge them with our dinos and take care of them before they do too much damage. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go. Certainly a potentially dangerous battle here, as the enemy just has so much artillery. All those grudge throwers very much a danger to our source lines, which are too slow to dodge, and then of course all those bolt throwers purpose-built to knock out our dinos and larger units. I used to, well, never ever build bolt throwers and dislike them in general, or disliked them, but I think everybody did, as they were pretty garbage in vanilla, but I've been pretty happy with them in SFO. They're nothing crazy, and they do need runes generally to get the most out of them, but they're pretty okay. For those watching my Belegar campaign, you will have seen them rip apart monstrous infantry to very decent effect, knock down terrorgeists and all that. It's been pretty nice. So I've grown at least a somewhat healthy respect of the bolt throwers is what I'm getting at. Anyway, our dinos are going to charge forward as fast as they can. Gotta just get into combat with all those artillery pieces to get them to stop firing. In the meantime, CATACLYSM has moved in to fight the enemy lord up here, I should say, and in fact has already got him down to about, I don't know, 30% HP, maybe less, 25%. It's not looking so good for him, but fighting Carnosaur just generally isn't. And in fact, with that, the enemy lord will rout, and CATACLYSM will simply move on to the next of the enemy heroes. They're just gonna decimate the entire enemy command squad, knocking out their lord, then having the HP of the Thane and the runesmith as well. I like how he didn't even miss a beat, just went after the rest of the enemy command squad. Oh man, we got a lot of air on that dwarf. And once again, not missing a beat. Knock the Rune Lord away, hit the Thane. Thane will rout, go after the fourth Thane. Damn, CATACLYSM. He's certainly doing work. He doesn't appreciate all these artillery pieces attacking him. We're just going to move away a little bit unless we get too much hits on us from that pile of bolt throwers. Fortunately, though, the battle is going our way so far. I'm just going to hunt down that Thane and the Lord. But yeah, he went through that command squad like a scythe or something, or like a, I don't know, mace type thing that he's got. Yeah, and this is also a fairly bad position that the enemy decided to take, because now that our Saurus have moved in, this hill and rock formation atop it is actually shielding us from the artillery that are left on this portion of the map. This is why we deployed on this side rather than on this side and charged here directly, because we can make use of this terrain to cover us. And it is working fairly well. Otherwise, it looks like our dinos have pretty much taken care of the enemy artillery, though that isn't too interesting in the form of the fight. We do have some dwarfs moving in to try to fight some Saurus. Alright. And of course, CATACLYSM continues to chase the enemy down. I believe he's killed or is otherwise about to kill the enemy lord back here. We gotta get a little bit more morale shock on the enemy. And I feel like the Carnosaur didn't want its prey to get to escape, and CATACLYSM wouldn't want his Carno to get depressed about it, so there we go. Nice little meal for you. Alrighty, and then back to the fight here. Looks like the dwarf warriors that have moved in have already been seen off, and the Saurus and the dinos can instead move downward towards these relatively unprotected bolters. The enemy did keep a few units behind to protect them, but that's certainly not going to be enough to stop the dinos from moving. Otherwise, it looks like the bolt throwers are ignoring the rest of our army, and they're all trying to target CATACLYSM, who is moving through them. They're probably upset at seeing all their lords get knocked out like that, but CATACLYSM does have a healing potion, so he doesn't care about this nearly as much as another unit might. And on top of that, we have our healing crystals, or revive crystals. Finally, our chameleon skinks arrive and are going to move in and start working on the rest of those bolt throwers. Wow, how did you miss all those blowgun shots? You'd think that the blowguns would be a little bit more accurate than that, especially considering their short range. And not that it matters, because now these bolt throwers are going to get ripped apart from range. CATACLYSM is in and stopping these from firing, and it looks like with that charge, the rest of the army will just shatter. Very, very nice. And he lifts up his mace to the sky, and he's a happy camper. Especially after facing off basically against 4 enemy lords and heroes at the same time and breaking them all apart. Fantastic job, CATACLYSM. And there we go, just gonna speed it up a little bit. We are not actually going to obviously chase them, because it is not necessary. They'll be destroyed anyway. Just wanted to wait until the healing potion finished its effect on CATACLYSM. As long as you activate the healing potion before the battle ends, it will continue healing, so you just gotta make sure to do that. Alrighty, I really enjoyed Kano's Kier essentially handling all their lords and heroes by himself. Knocked out this guy, moved to the next guy, knock out that guy, moved to the next guy, etc. Well done, Kano's Kier, and generally speaking, well done this army. This is just the AI's stupidity in even moving here when it didn't need to, and just because it wanted to annoy us slightly by sacking the Pools of Despair. What the heck was the point of that? Alrighty, Kanos, you are... Oh, you're an attrition? Oh no, it's just your little dwarfen units, that's fine. I'm gonna move out here. We also probably want to get you some fire rain rockets, but we don't have... Well, we don't have access to them yet, and ooh... What do we have here? And we have cannons. It'd be nice to get some flame cannons at some point, but yeah, giant slayers are available, gyrocopters and stuff, though once again I feel like we prefer fire leech bolas anyway. There could be use for troll hammer torpedoes, however, in several armies. They could certainly bolster a few types of units, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Anyway, Kroq-Gar. Are you in range of Nagashizzar? Indeed you are. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's do everything else and then we'll head out to Nagashizzar and see what we see. In fact, there isn't much to do, is there? Well, we still got buildings to build and we got potential heroes to check out, so we'll do that. And then we'll go. So, what do we have here? Tactician... Not horrible, but meh. It's not horrible, but meh. And ooh, Itza has finally completed its Skink Priest capabilities, which means we can get one, if only they weren't all awful. Cunning is okay, I guess. Oh, but it's not like we're super relying on Gorok to ambush stuff, and it is a Lure of Beasts. I was hoping to get a Lure of the Heavens for Gorok's army in particular. We also want to probably get him a Skink Oracle, but, well, we'll wait on that as well. Alrighty, you know what, well, we gotta get him some kind of caster. Ugh. Only didn't cost 2k to summon a caster that we didn't really want. Fleet-footed will allow him to reposition himself extremely quickly, but honestly, if he's gonna be a flyer anyway... You know, I guess we'll go for you, Korex the Cunning. Though the poison attacks would also be fairly useless on you, but, you know, and just to have a caster of some sort to join Gorok's army, and we'll have to take something out. Possibly the Skink Priest, or the Skink Chief, rather. We don't actually need the Skink Chief here, it's just in this army to help them heal up with the healing bonus that it provides. But anyway, I digress. What else do we need to check? Oracles. Is there any ridiculously good oracle? No, there is not. So we checked the priests. The only thing we have not checked is the chiefs. Ah, you're the wrong building. Okay, there's no good chiefs. Alrighty. Well, building, diplomacy, and then we attack Nagashizzar. Sounds like fun. Anything useful here? Nearly ready to military access with Kroq-Gar.
Lord of Fear.
Still no chance for Confed. What the heck, Hexawattle? Ah, Hexawattle. Alrighty, everything else I don't think we're going to do anything about, as in all the peace outs are relatively useless to us. Ivress. Who would we have to join war against? Bleakholds. Yeah, I can fight the Bleakholds, why not? Get that non-aggression pact up and running with you. Unless, wait, let's just double check that the other elves are also... Ah, you're also fighting the Bleakholds. And you are as well. Though, actually, I hadn't realized it, but Ivress is actually the strongest one, so I guess we'll want to prioritize their allying with them, rather. So yeah, fine. Join war against Bleakholds. Sure.
It is.
Probably would have been an inevitability anyway, and you want to declare war on factions that you will inevitably declare war on, or that will inevitably declare war on you, or whatnot. Anyway, once again, I want to check Imric, and while we do need the money, perhaps it's time to pay him the 3k to fight Sylvania. Let's just do it. I know it's expensive, but it'll hopefully help enough that he will not want to fight the dwarves. In fact, how does he feel about these dwarves now? 64 moving to 45, not horrible. And 44 moving to 13.9. What about Karazakarak? Oh, we can't actually see with Karazakarak. 33 moving to 21. It's not so bad. If we can get them both to fight a few more factions, just a few more, and they will probably be good. Anyway, let's build the rest of the buildings that we need to build, the non-expensive ones first, of course. And aha, Springs of Eternal Life in Khemri, yes, one of our new money-making provinces. Need all the money we can get here, so Old One Monument here, and Old One Monument in Numas as well. And then we'll build Temples of Quetli or whatever else that we can in this territory. It is a 4-territory location, so this place needs to be making our money. Teotihuacan, no, you only have something expensive to build. Temple Avenue of Guldur, the same. Same for Blightwater. Land of Assassins. I mean, I guess we could upgrade the insect breeding farm. Alright, Doc Karaz and Co. Yeah, well, we're not gonna hold on to that right now. Altar of the Horned Rat, you are good. Don't need to build anything. Ah, Kofor, yes, I remember. We wanted to upgrade you. Orion's Camp, I guess we could get the Grand Plaza, but until it reaches tier 4 into Floating Gardens, it's also not super useful. Although, the extra public order will move us towards increased research rate, I guess. Yeah, fine. Alright, 8 Peaks is fine, because it's not something we're gonna keep. Bitterstone Mine is fine. And that's it. Alrighty. We got a little bit more cash, but we'll hold on to it, which means Kroq, level up and head out to Nagashizzar. So, what are we looking at with you, Teto Echo? We have all your spells maxed out, which means we're moving through Blessing of Swiftness, I guess. Cooldown, Miscast, Quell. We do probably want Potent. But I feel like there's better stuff here, or at least in the first set. The second set is not as useful. Although, Elusive in particular for the Ancient Steg of the Engine of the Gods may still be worth our time. Alrighty, that's fine, and then lastly, Lord Kroq. What do we want to get you? Telepathic Link, Awakenment, melee attack for Slan, which is fine, but not something we super need right now. I feel like it's now time to start leveling Deliverance of Itza, just maxing them all out. And yeah, we want Grand Palanquin pretty badly too. But nonetheless, I think since we use these so often, we should level them up. And then we got to return to all the other great stuff here. Yeah. Alrighty, Kroq, 2 things. 1, is anybody at war with Clan Carrion? Nobody is, which means we're going to directly declare war on them. Like so. Then, we are going to double check whether anybody here wants to declare war on them, like you. Ah, perfect. Wait. I was hoping that we could have you declare war on a few other factions, but Clan Carrion you'll do for free? So that's great.
Behold, my
Alright, what about... I wonder if everybody's willing to do this for free. What about you?
Greetings.
Join war against Clan Carrion. 0.9, damn. Karakadrin. Nobody like that. Alrighty, Kroq, away you go. Battle by... No, wait, one more thing. Sorry about that. I forgot. What about you? Join war against... Oarsman Nagash? No. Clan Carrion? Also no. Damn. How are we supposed to be super friendly with you if you don't want to join the same wars? Come on, man. We might have to join your war against somebody just to get the non-aggression pact going. Alrighty, Kroq, away. Let's fight Titchit first. And then whoever else we can reach after. It's just a pile of Skaven slaves, but the reinforcements are where it's at. So, Chitterskull, reinforcements. And yeah, look at that. Pyrrhic victory, this one's gonna be a toughie. We got 2 Hell Pit Abominations here. 3rd Hell Pit Abomination. We got Rattling Guns that are going to be able to knock our Pterodon Riders out. A bunch of Storm Vermin, Mutant Rat Ogres. This looks like it's gonna be a very fun time. Which means, here we go. Alrighty, here we go. Exciting times, I think. This is a lot, and I mean a lot, of rats to deal with. Though I do think the Lizardmen are probably just as used to dealing with thousands or hundreds of thousands of rats as any other faction. And just as much as the dwarves after the invasion of Lustria. Anyway, here we go. The first of the enemy armies is a relatively weak one, made up of primarily Skaven slaves, but, well, we do want to knock this army out before the rest of the enemy units arrive, because otherwise this army will be used to shield the elites from damage. Fortunately, the Fire Leech Bolas are going to wreak absolute havoc in these piles of enemy Skaven slaves, and honestly, so is every single unit that we have. We have about 2 minutes until the elites arrive, and we do want to deploy ourselves here between these two cliff sides in order to block them in and essentially not allow them to move forward. We're not going to deploy like right here to the edge of the map, but knowing where the reinforcements are coming from, I feel is perfectly valid. Yeah, so somewhere around here or something like that. Alrighty, and let's see. It looks like Kroq-Gar and Pradat are having fun in the middle of this pile of enemies here. They stand absolutely no chance of even hurting them. And ooh, they actually decided to pop a warp bomb on either Pradat or on Kroq-Gar. Alright, I wasn't expecting that, I gotta say, but it's fine. Certainly works for us. We got more enemy units moving in and actually charging our Saurus lines, which is, well, a brave of the little rats. It's not gonna work out so well for them. Some Plague Monks, I'm sure, are doing at least a little bit of damage to our Saurus, though they haven't managed to kill one as yet. And oh, wow. These guys have 155 kills already, damn. And with that, I do believe the first army is pretty much done for. A few clan rats remain fighting. Kroq-Gar has hunted down and slain the enemy lord, and the rest of these units will just book it. And not that they're any kind of threat in the first place, being Skaven slaves primarily, mind you, but nonetheless. We got about a minute until the enemy main force arrives, and we got about 10 seconds until an enemy lord arrives on the field as well, which we're going to send our new guy, Tolex, out to kill. After he's done dealing with these little piles of Plague Monks. We got some XP for him. There we go. Alright, and the Saurus will take over this because this guy needs to go hunt down the enemy lord. We're going to keep Kroq-Gar and Pradat over on this side where the main enemy host is about to join the battle, mostly because we want them to be able to attack the elites, namely the mutant rat ogres and the Hellpit abominations, because who else is going to damage them so heavily? Anyway, we got 10 seconds or so, and there we are. The enemy army is moving in, and 20 more seconds until the elite garrison moves in. We did try to hover our units of Fire Leech Bolas overhead to drop those Fire Leech Bolas and bombs on the enemy, though they did immediately get countered with a Howling Warp Gale, which also reduces our missile resistance, so these guys could very much be in danger. Our enemy is also going to cast a use of Warp Lightning on our Saurus here, though fortunately it hasn't killed any of them. And there we go, Tolex is going to charge in and go after this Warlord. And I don't imagine said Warlord has much of a chance, but here comes the rest of the enemy army, and we've got tons and tons of rats around Kroq-Gar and Pradat and our Teto Echo. And at the same time, it's time to use our first Deliverance of Itza. We've been saving this one up. Ah, look at all those magical effects. The Supreme Shield of the Old Ones, the Chain Lightning coming in, the Deliverance of Itza exploding right in the middle of this pile of rats, and there we go. Look at that bloody effect. That is a very wide effect. Damn. That was a third level of Deliverance of Itza, which I admittedly rarely use, but this one situation certainly did warrant it, and out of curiosity, from that one spell, really? He got 100,000 damage and 1,000 kills from that one spell. I'm pretty sure I didn't cast any other Deliverance of Itzas throughout the battle. Damn. That's pretty insane. That is absolutely insane. But otherwise, more enemies moving in. I see a Warp Bomb coming down, and we have our Saurus now joining the fray. Now that the enemy has actually moved into the settlement, it's time for the Saurus to apply themselves. That is not all the magics we have, however. Going to cast that Comet of Cassandora, and not to be outdone with dropping things from the sky, the Beam of Chotek, or the... what is it called? I don't remember what the name of the ability is called. No, Beam of Chotek is the other thing. It's the... This is the engine of the God's Beam. Beam of Chotek is the solar engine attack. Ooh, and it looks like it connects with the enemy... Just trying to get a good shot here. Connects with the enemy Hell Pit Abomination. Obviously, it's not going to do any damage to it, really, but it does look cool. It's probably not super pleasant standing in the beam, either. Plus, this is the first time we've gotten to use it, and I just wanted to enjoy that. Anyway, just briefly, I want to now remember what the ability is called, if I can find it in all these buffs and debuffs that you have here. Is it back here? I can always find it later if I don't see it in the next 2 seconds. Ah, it's right there, wait. I see it. Burning Alignment. Ah, I should have remembered that. Yeah, Burning Alignment, well done. Man, so much magic coming in, and hey, it looks like the enemy is going to fire off a few Leech Bolas, a few Poison Winds, but otherwise, their army is in extremely bad shape. One of their Plague Priests, or I think their Lord, actually went down. The Hell Pit Abominations and the Mutant Rat Ogre are now next on the list, and they're getting absolutely overwhelmed as well. We did also drop our bombs on top of the enemy Plague Claw Catapults as they arrived onto the field, and thus they got nothing out of those particular units. And of course all that spell work once again. Absolutely glorious. Man, all those piles of units moving into those massive spells just didn't really work out for the enemy, and there we go. With that, I do believe the rest of the enemy army shatters. We can see the remaining rats back off. Of course, the Hell Pit Abominations are unbreakable, so we will have to kill them. But the battle is ours. Just a matter of quickly knocking the Hell Pits out, and our Carnosaurs are certainly adept at doing just that. Alrighty, there we are, a heroic victory, even backed off our Saurus, just in case the enemy decided to pop one last Warp Bomb on one of those Hell Pit Abominations. I really didn't want a bunch of Saurus to get destroyed. Man, the Clan Carrion has been truly aptly named because they've been made into little more than Carrion by so much Winds of Magic casting, and the Lizardmen finally showing, or getting a chance to show, their magical supremacy. We may not yet have Mazda Mundi, but Lord Kroq as his teacher. Well done, buddy. Man, that one frickin' spell, 100,000 damage. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm sure Teto Echo did as well very nicely with the Chain Lightning and the Comet of Cassandora and the Burning Alignment as well, which adds to his damage further. Alrighty, those poor Skaven, they didn't have the ability to make use of all those good units that they had, in the sense that they were not able to get into a position where they could leverage their artillery or their poison winds or not. Looks like we still got massive amounts of damage out of those Pterodon Riders. I mean, absolutely ridiculous, but to be fair, this was a pretty ideal situation for those units. In particular, Lord Kroq finally cracked 100,000 damage in this particular battle at nearly 1,100 kills as well. Very, very nice. Kroq himself got 31k as well. Very nice. And 22k on Product. Not so bad. And of course, all the Saurus did fairly well as well. Wow, 17k on... Well, that's interesting. The best performing Saurus was the Saurus Spear without shield. By far. Interesting. Probably because it was directly fighting some enemy troops. Anyway, we are going to very slightly heal up in this part. Ooh. Or do we take the Exterminate for the extra little bit of armor? Nah, just heal up very slightly. It's not like 340 money or whatever it was worth it. Now, the question is whether we can now destroy Nagashizzar or not. The decent amount, I would say, of enemies survived, but is it decent enough to do anything to Kroqi's army? Well, let's find out. Also, before we do, let's apply those points, just because it'll increase the power of our auto-resolve. In terms of here, I'm very tempted to get epicenters, because we are still using dinos, but who knows for how long, so maybe we'll hold off. Let's get you Blade Master, shall we? Like so. Then Predot, you have a point as well. You do have Mentor, so that's great. Let's get We Are the Elite on ya. Start buffing up all the rest of the units, and then you, Tolex, level 14 already, which is quite nice, which means we should be able to get to the Carnosaur fairly quick. Let's also start going through We Are the Elite on you as well. Why not? And then lastly, Lord Kroq-Gar. You got 1 point, and I guess we're going to put another point into Deliverance of Vitza. I usually use 1 or 3, but so we'll do 2 last. Although it's a 4 cost reduction, yeah, so 2, 4, and then 6. In terms of cost reduction, I guess makes sense. Alrighty, now. What do we have here? Pyrrhic victory, but nobody will die. There's obviously no point in fighting this. The enemy has nothing like a chance. Not only that, but we destroyed most of their threatening units, so yeah. Auto resolve. And, oh wow, that certainly did hurt, to be fair. But that's fine, and then we shall occupy it, not loot and occupy. Alrighty, and just like that, Clan Carrion destroyed, we picked up a floating garden. We don't really care about the rebuilt labyrinth here. Although the extra control could be, nah, I'll just delete it. It'll give us back another 2.4k and we'll replace it. We have another Temple of the Old Ones here, which means more capacity for Skink Priests and Oracles, and we do need those. And we have the Corral Arena here as well, which means access to the Regu Stags. Now, we need to be tier 5 to access the Great Halls of Nagashizzar, which frankly doesn't actually give us all that much, to be honest. But it's something. I mean, the immunity to vampiric corruption might be useful if we fight the Caravan of Blue Roses, and I suppose the Awakened, but to be fair, I also think that both those factions will be destroyed by the time we get to them. Either way, what we do need here is, since we have the floating gardens, well, we probably want the walls here, no matter what. We don't want to be coming back here just to lose the place. It is a red territory as well, so it's going to take ages to build anything. And how's our healing here? Pretty poor, but, you know, we'll move into Imric's territory and heal up there afterwards. It's not like we don't have to travel for at least a couple turns anyway, and then set sail towards the Dragon Isles. Anyway, with that, I think that's a pretty good place to end off the episode. Twas another point for you, which means Deliverance of Vitza 2, level 2, and then we're maxed out on those. Beautiful. Anyway, pretty good place to end off. Next time, Kroq-Gar will set sail to fight Kugath. Hopefully we can get his defeat trait. We will destroy the Bloody Hands for good, by the looks of it, as they have 2 territories remaining, and neither one should be all that tough. And we will continue moving forward to the destruction of the Greybeard's Prospectors, and then the move out into various locations. Cross your fingers, cross your tails, whatever you have, for Nakai to come back next turn, because it's getting ridiculous. I don't even know what to say about it anymore. Stay tuned to find out if he comes back. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.